Hey, it's Rachel Cooke, your modern mentor. I'm the founder of Lead Above Noise, where we help leaders rethink how the work gets done, like in ways that are hyper-productive, but that also keep people well and engaged. We deliver the tools and skills so that leaders learn to build human goodness into the work instead of relying on programs outside the work. If your organization is ready for some fresh approaches to working, learn more about my speaking, workshops, and coaching programs at leadabovenoise.com. So, about 10 years ago, I decided it was time to leave the full-time job I was in. I didn't know what I wanted to do next, but I knew that I needed out. So I started interviewing, and I ended up with this really tempting offer at a brand name company. It was a great opportunity. It looked perfect on paper, But it would have required me moving my family across the country. Granted, to the place where my husband is from and where all his family lives. So it was a real possibility. One I thought we needed to consider. And so we did the thing you do. We made the lists, the pros and the cons. We analyzed things to death, trying desperately to figure it out. Do we stay or do we go? But as hard as we listed and analyzed, the stubborn right answer refused to show itself. Now, we all have our go-to things we do when we hit walls. Some people stress eat or phone a friend or take a hot bath. Me, I watch TED Talks. I swear, between TED Talks and the entire catalog of the Golden Girls episodes, like all the ones ever made, all of life's most profound questions can be answered. Anyway, I stumbled on this TED Talk by a philosopher named Ruth Chang, and it was all about making hard choices. And she said something that totally shifted me. She said that the very definition of a hard choice is that there is no right answer. There's only imperfect information and trade-offs. And our job isn't to figure out what the right decision is, but to make the best choice that we can, the one that aligns with who we are, and then to commit to it. It's simple, but it changed everything. We decided to stay. We committed fully, and I even started my own business right here. I'm thinking about this lately a lot because I'm working with so many leadership teams who are stuck in a similar place. Leaders today are drowning in decisions. Budget cuts, restructures, strategic pivots, hard choices by definition. And they're getting stuck in analysis paralysis, waiting for more data, for certainty, for the right answer to reveal itself. But the truth is, an imperfect decision that's well thought out will always beat a decision we're just not making. Always. So when I work with teams on this, which I am doing a fair amount these days, here's how we move forward. First, we start with a reckoning. I will often kick things off with a round of would you rather. That ridiculous kids game where you pick between two terrible options. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Would you rather give up cheese or chocolate forever? It's goofy, and the answers are always terrible. But it warms up our decision-making muscles. It gets people comfortable looking at imperfect options, weighing trade-offs, and picking one. Because we have to start by accepting this truth. Waiting for the right answer to show up is going to keep us waiting forever. Hard choices are hard because there is no objectively right answer. Once we accept that, we can actually make progress. Next, choose your North Star. Ruth Chang makes this point that a hard choice has no right answer, whether the stakes are high or low. Like, which candy is better? Chocolate M&Ms or fruity Skittles? The stakes are zero, but it's still a hard choice because there's no right answer. Except if you're someone who prefers chocolate to fruity, then for you, M&Ms are probably the better choice. At work, this means that before we start making decisions, we need to ask ourselves, in service of what? Are we optimizing right now for revenue growth or for efficiency? For innovation or stability? For customer acquisition or customer retention? You would be amazed by how many teams I work with where that level of alignment isn't there. Like half the team thinks it's about innovation and the other half stability. So of course they're struggling to align on their choices. But once we get aligned, we can make smart choices together. And now it's not which option is better, but which option better serves the thing we agree we're trying to do. Next, we look at options and trade-offs. A pro and con list won't give you the right answer, but it will help you see what you're gaining and losing with each option. So put it all on the table. What do we win with option A, and what do we lose? What about with option B? And then ask, what can we live with? What risks can we manage or contain? What feels aligned with our North Star? You're not looking for the perfect option. You're trying to understand what each choice actually means. And then we choose and commit. This is where you look at what you win and what you lose, and you pick not the right answer, but the better answer, the one that serves your North Star that you can fully commit to. Because once you decide, the work changes. It's not about making the right choice, but it's about making your choice right. So you lean into what you're winning and what you're losing, and then you plan for it. Maybe your team will need some training to adapt. Maybe customers will need some heads up that things will be uncertain for a little bit, but clarity is coming. Maybe it's going to be a little harder before it gets easier, but you plan for it, you resource it, and you commit to it. You ask, what are all the things we can do to make this the right choice for us? And then you do them. Look, making hard choices is uncomfortable, especially when the stakes are high and you don't have all the information you wish you had. But waiting for certainty isn't leadership, it's avoidance. And the cost of not deciding is real. Your team is in limbo, you're burning resources, you're losing momentum. And trust erodes because people start wondering if anyone's actually in charge. So if you're stuck on a hard choice right now, here's what I want you to try. Get clear on your North Star. Look at the trade-offs. Pick the better option, not the perfect one. And then commit to making it work. Because most hard choices don't succeed or fail based on what you chose. They succeed or fail based on how committed you are to making them work. I hope this was helpful. If so, shoot me a note at rachel@leadabovenoise.com and tell me what you're working through. You can follow Modern Mentor on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Find and follow me on LinkedIn. Thanks so much for listening and have a successful week. Modern Mentor is a quick and dirty tips podcast. Thanks to the QDT team, audio engineer Dan Firabend, director of podcasts Holly Hutchings, ad operations specialist Morgan Christensen, marketing manager Rebecca Sebastian, and our marketing contractor Nat Hoops.